So, so when you're watching this video, the audio on it is really weird. I don't know if I'd necessarily say it's bad. It was bad before I ran it through some kind of AI audio enhancing software made by Adobe. I thought it would fix it. Basically what happened was I forgot to switch the input on my camera to the lav mic that I was wearing, so everything was recorded directly into the camera, and I listened back to it and I think it sounds funny, so I've kept it in, but yeah. Yeah, that's why it sounds weird.
They're going to be starting off a YouTube video with a sequence of me making coffee. I don't think this has ever been done before, so let me know in the comment section below if you like this wacky idea. You think it's something that other creators might try and incorporate into their work? You know, I'm all about giving out tips on this channel. Yeah, so just a bit of an update because I am way overdue this series called On Purpose. I've been very purposeful with it. Oh, it's hot. It's too hot. So I can't even remember what I said in the most recent episode. There was one at Christmas that I never uploaded. And there's been two since that I filmed and never uploaded. But the update is things are going well. When I started this series this time last year, I had come to the realization that I wanted to make documentaries. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been kind of behind the scenes, not really doing much corporate work, just figuring out concepts, working with people, filming, editing. I'm currently in production on 4 separate documentary projects. I'll maybe go into a little bit of detail about each of them. I don't want to spend too long doing this either, so I actually do want to get back to the project that's closest to completion. It's about a young man from inner city Dublin called Terence Wheelock. He was brought into Gardaí custody June 2005, having not committed any crimes, but it seems like he was killed by the Gardaí. I think it's going to do really well. So before I get into that, I suppose what kind of spurred all this on was, what kind of brought me to the point of taking out the camera and shooting this was my youngest sister, Elizabeth. She told me that last night when I screened this initial viewing of the Terence Wheelock doc to my family, kind of like a test screening, what did you think of the characters, what did you think of the music? She told me that it was 2 years to the day of when I did the same thing, a test screening of I'm Fine, the documentary that we made for RT2 in 2021. So I just thought it was mad that it's been 2 years since I showed my family that kind of initial edit, and then last night I was doing the same thing. So that's the Terence Wheelock doc. I think it's going to do really well. I've spent a lot of time looking at the facts. Like, the biggest issue that I'm having at the minute in the edit is not making it seem so black and white. I was talking to my parents about this last night. Like, one of the most famous, crime docs of the last couple of years is the one about Sophie Toscan-Plantier and Ian Bailey. What keeps that engaging throughout the 3 episodes was the fact that there was sometimes wavering. Did Ian Bailey do this? When we initially were talking about this, myself and the producers, shout out to Adam and Fionn, it was looking like it was going to be 15 or 20 minutes, but now that I've been sitting with it, it's just like there's so much relevant information here that it could end up being longer. And there's a couple of interested commissioners. I think TV3 are interested in taking on that. So we'll see how that goes. I think even if they don't take it on, I'm still really happy with the piece. And I think it will achieve its desired aim of gaining enough public interest that further inquiry is inevitable. That's the ultimate goal here. And yeah, I'm really happy to be a part of something bigger. As tough as it can be sometimes to be looking at photos of a dead body for fucking 8 hours a day, because I've been awake making this thing. Not that I'm like really keen to see the back of it, but it's not an easy edit. It's really not. But that's how you know you're doing the right thing sometimes, is when stuff is tough, and you still do it anyway. But anyway, so that's one project. Apart from that, the commissioners at RTE are looking at a mood reel that I put together for a documentary on Ireland's history with nuclear energy. I really like how that mood reel came out. It's not perfect, and the interview I shot first, I don't love how it looks or how it sounds, but you know, that stuff can be redone whenever it does get commissioned. Similarly, if that doesn't get commissioned, I think it's something that'll get made anyway, just for a lower budget, maybe without the creative constraints of a commissioning body like RTE. Then, apart from that, I'm flying back over to the United States on Monday, flying into Las Vegas, rejoining with the crew who filming the cycle from New York to LA, with Ian Ward, aka the King of Chemo, and Eddie Phelan, aka the Michael Jordan of hairdressing. And that's been a really interesting one. It's a tough shoot because it feels like you're working 16 hours a day and then you're sleeping in a metal can with a couple of pretty crazy individuals. And when I get back over there, it's going to be quite hot, so it should be interesting. You know, we left from New York on March 17th, Paddy's Day, another day after Paddy's Day. And it was fucking freezing. I remember the first night we had the RV parked down by the water in Brooklyn, and it was so fucking cold. It's interesting to be rejoining a couple months later and for it to be quite hot. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it. There's also a long-term documentary happening. More information about that one is it's called Living with a Killer. AD has quite bad depression and has had a couple of suicide attempts. And Ian obviously has brain cancer. The documentary it could end up being a series, could end up being a feature-length thing, but it's basically about them and the friendships they build along the way, which hasn't been easy for them because they're very different individuals. But it's about them helping each other. It's like two heroes' journeys happening simultaneously. It's about them helping each other overcome the bad hand of cards that they've been dealt, and raising money for charity that's, you know, bigger than themselves. So that's Living with a Killer. And then I'm also capturing footage and kind of generating ideas for a much longer term doc, also about Ian. I think I want to call that Heavy as the Head. That's still kind of in the early stages. I have a mood reel shot, it's 70-80% complete for that, but I'm not really ready to share any of it, so there might be a bit of a clip here, but I keep my cards close to my chest on that one. What else? There's also a series being pitched also to TV3 about cosmetic surgery in Ireland. I want to do it in a kind of a Noel Fitzpatrick, no relation, Supervet style series where we kind of take the taboo of cosmetic surgery and make it accessible, personable, and fun. The doctor who will be playing the role of Supervet, Super Cosmet, is a guy called Cormac Joyce. He's a great character. really funny, really sound. We have hopefully this week a shoot over at his house to kind of learn a bit more about him, the motivations that he has for improving the lives of people by surgically altering their faces. So yeah, that'll be an interesting one. Yeah, and then just the family updates as well. My sister Grace, the one who's closest in age to me, moved to Australia this morning, so we had some family down over the weekend and just celebrating that. It hasn't really sunk in with me yet, I don't think. It's a weird one. Everybody's kind of throwing around towards 2 years in relation to her being gone, so I guess Australia is pretty far away. But yeah, I'm excited for her. She's gonna have a great time. I'm excited that she got to see the test screening of this doc last night. Myself, my dad, and Elizabeth, my other sister, who notified me of this important date, joked and said that this day next year there's gonna have to be a new doc. That could be heavy as the head. Who knows? But yeah, in summary, doing good, making stuff. I recorded an album with Kev and Laurie in Lisbon about aliens being real. 6-song album, really looking forward to sharing that. It's fucking ridiculous. It's not really, the kind of work that's going to be intellectually enriching to the audience, they're not going to have their perspectives changed on anything really, but hopefully it makes them at least smile. It was really interesting for me to see the process of how an album gets made, going to the studio, writing lyrics and all that sort of stuff. So shout out to Kevin Laws for bringing me on that journey and entertaining my ignorance and talking my way through. But yeah, the other projects I hope are more aligned with purpose for my life, which is to, as always, create art that improves people's lives by informing them, changing perspectives, and ultimately encouraging empathy for themselves and for the people around. So that's it. That's the May update of 2023. Catch you in the next episode, and I'll hopefully upload the videos that I missed at some point, but no promises on that. You'll see everything eventually, the cream rises to the top. Peace, power, love, fits.
Yeah. Came from outer space, and you're making my heart race. All the way from Omicron, Percy-IEA, just for me to take you on a date. What's that? Over there! Aliens!
I'm scared! Okay. Let's go from aliens.